Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the Kitty Hawk Town Council meeting to order. It's Monday, December 4th, 2023 at the Kitty Hawk Town Hall at 6 o'clock p.m. We have a huge crowd. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Those of you who are here and those of you watching from home. If you would, please join us if you're able to stand, and a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. In approving tonight's agenda, I would like to amend the agenda, removing item 9A, which is the FBI leader presentation. Our presenter was unable to come tonight, so hopefully that will be a future date. David?
Yeah, I'm going to also, pursuant to the authority provided in Section 3836C of the Town Code, I'm requesting that the following report for me of a traffic impact study be provided prior to reviewing and acting on the proposed preliminary subdivision plat. As a result, I motion that we remove the proposed subdivision review from tonight's agenda until these reports are obtained.
School as well.
Thank you, David. I would like to also add a report from the county school superintendent regarding school bus safety and traffic.
Exactly.
Council okay with that? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor of removing those items from the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Okay, I know there's a lot of folks here tonight regarding the West Village subdivision. We just found out about this about an hour ago, to be honest, so that will not be on tonight's agenda.
But you can still talk.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you can speak.
We're still going to have public comment. You're very welcome to stay in public comment later on and speak your mind. Okay? Remarks by departing Councilwoman Lynn McLean. Lynn, I can't believe it's here.
I can't believe it is either, but it is here. And I've been keeping the seat warm for 8 years, and now it's time to stand up and walk away. I'd like to thank everybody in the town for trusting me to make the decisions that are the best for the town and everybody else. And thank all the staff and different departments, administration and police and fire and Public Works. Please, Public Works, great people. Thank everybody for being there to work with me on all the things we've been doing. And my fellow council people, thank you so much, and it's with great pleasure that I'm going to give this seat back to somebody.
I'm going as well. I'm just kidding.
You know, a lot of that. I think I put it up.
You got everything?
I think so. And he won't break his neck sitting in my short chair.
Do not leave the building, okay? Next, we'll have the oaths of office tonight. Councilman David Hines, would you come up front, please? Stand there and just repeat after me, okay? Left hand on the Bible. I state your name.
I, David Hines,
Do swear that I will well and truly execute the duties of town council member according to the best of my skill and authority, according to the law, so help me God. If so, say aye. I state your name.
David Hines,
Do solemnly swear that I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties as a town council member for the town of Kitty Hawk, so help me God. Congratulations, Dave. Such a beautiful picture. Ready, Dylan?
Yes, sir.
All right. I state your name.
Dylan Tillett.
Do swear that I will well and truly execute the duties of town council member according to the best of my skill and authority, according to the law, so help me God. If so say I do.
I do.
I state your name.
Dylan Tillett.
Do solemnly swear that I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties as a town council member for the town of Kitty Hawk, so help me God. And so say I do.
I do.
Congratulations, councilman. That made the whole night worthwhile right there. Okay, folks, we're going to take just a short recess to allow Dylan to come up and take his seat, get rearranged, just about 5 minutes, then we'll get going.
And Mayor, I want to take a picture with, if you're in.
Sure.
So what he's just showing me is from the state. I don't think the state.
Aren't they sweet?
We can't recommend one. It says, or other officials or agencies.
Right?
That's a good point. How big? You don't know that.
Thank you.
Aren't you just a lucky soul?
Next, remarks, let me know when you're ready.
Oh, thank you. This is a cello playing dress. Cello playing dress.
You say.
I'm gonna let
Playing
Dylan have
the
the
cello.
spotlight. I'm good on
That's-
remarks. Where's your brother? I don't see him. I'll see him.
Yeah.
And which was what you would do if somebody came in, you would get
What is that?
their mail. And he said, oh no, that's just food. I don't know, whether he used to beat that up or.
Well, it's expensive.
You make us look way more official.
If I should be doing that.
Hey, man. I remember the planning board days. I don't know how, I can't remember how new you were to the planning board, but I was brand new when you were on there. Yeah, man. Well, I look forward to it, man.
How did you ride along that? I didn't even
I didn't get to go on code, not one time.
Well, now, fortunately, they don't do that much anymore.
I know she was.
No.
I got it twice.
In one night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once with Diego, once with Amy.
David could
Two different girls.
drive differently too, don't they?
They do. And one was pitch black dark, and one was in the daylight.
Which one did you like better?
I think I liked the pitch black dark because I couldn't see anything.
No, that was Amy.
No, Amy was daylight, and you could see that nobody was getting out of the way or anything, and it was like, what is wrong with these people?
So as loud as it is in your car and you hear the siren, and you get it on somebody else's car, it's not that loud, especially the soundproof, they make
You just don't hear it.
Yeah, I got a pencil.
I think in their cars, they have this thing changed, or should they change the sound? So they try to get different pitches and
Well, we had to go in the passing, the middle lane, and run the red, she stopped, and then we went through the red light, luckily. So it was, I was trying to feel composed, and then,
sounds like we've all gone.
I was a little tense. I tried not. She said, "How you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm fine."
Imagine being a police officer and somebody other police officer's car. So when you're training somebody, and you're so used to being in control, your foot is through the floorboard trying to slow things down.
I just can't even imagine. And so Diego, it was dark, and it was coming off the bridge, and there was a lot of traffic. And that guy was going over 75 miles an hour when he came off the bridge, and he sped up. He didn't slow down. So Diego pulled it right at the entrance to Craig's neighborhood, and so we had made it from the bridge all the way across somehow. So that happened. Did you see any particular?
Yeah, we had some morning tickets and we had some different things. I got to see the Christmas lights and see.
Okay.
And
Any good calls or no calls?
no calls. No calls. But I would love to.
I sent it back to you, just let me know.
Oh, yes, I
I
did.
just said, we're there 24/7, so our schedule's always open. You just let me know.
But
They talk to you?
and explain that the technology in there is crazy.
It's a lot.
And the printer prints stuff off and then it's like this
And Amy loves her car. She's like, "Don't take my car away."
Can't wait to do this.
Okay, folks, thank you for bearing with us. We are back in session. Remarks. David Hines, you got any remarks for us, my friend?
I don't have a whole lot this evening. Just like to thank everybody for giving me another chance to sit up here for 4 more years. So, but I thank everybody for coming out. And welcome, Dylan.
Thanks.
Dylan?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Sitting up here is a tremendous honor. I love this town, and I love the people in this town. I've always been inspired one day to become a town councilman. It's an honor to finally have that opportunity. First of all, I'd like to thank Ms. Lynn for her tireless efforts and commitment to the town of Kitty Hawk. I know I have big shoes to fill sitting in this seat. Secondly, I'd like to thank the voters of Kitty Hawk. I stood outside the town hall for the majority of the day on election day, and I was truly surprised by the number of folks who showed up to vote. I enjoyed talking to each and every one of you who came up and spoke to the candidates that day. Lastly, I'd like to thank my wife, my family, and my friends for supporting me in achieving this goal. Many of you in this room here tonight know me well, and I appreciate you all being here. I look forward to working with the town, the mayor, and the members of this council. I look forward to being a bigger part of this community. Thank you.
Good job, Dylan. Good job. Miss Lynn McLean, come back up front, please. You thought you had escaped, didn't you? I'm gonna miss this lady right here. You were a planning board alternate for 4 years, a permanent member, full-time member of the planning board for 2 years, and you were chairman at the end of that, correct? You have been a town council member for 8 years, correct? You are currently the town's representative on the Dare County Land Transfer Tax Appeals Board. Are you paying attention to it? And she's also the Albemarle Commission Transportation Committee Advisor. You're on that board also. We've got a gift for you, but I want to say something before we leave tonight. Lynn and I talk a lot, we text a lot. I learned very quick, if Lynn texts me and say, have you got a minute? I learned that if I wasn't already sitting down, I needed to find a chair and sit down. It was not going to be a short conversation. We started talking about the time and ended up talking about other things. But that's how much Lynn thinks of this time of Kitty Hawk and the people in it. If it's something she didn't understand that we were going to vote on, have you got a minute? If it's something she wanted to vent to me, have you got a minute? If she wanted to call me and talk to me about something else, have you got a minute? And I'd always say yes. Okay? But again, they were not short conversations. But Lynn, we love you, we miss you, we want to thank you for everything you've done for this time. You and Tom both have done so much for this time over the years. And we've got a gift card for you there. Don't spend it all in one place. And again, thank you for everything you've done for the time of Kitty. Thank you, Phil. Okay, item 9 has been removed from the agenda tonight. Item number 10, I hope you all jump in here too. Sandy Myers, who's the face of our front desk, is retiring after 21 and a half years. If you came into this town hall to do any business, you came in the front door, you turned left, that was Sandy and her smiling face dealing with you. We're going to miss her. I was hoping she's going to be here tonight, but she's not. We're going to miss you, Sandy. You have done so much, and I can only say I hope you enjoy that new grandbaby, because every time you showed me a picture, whenever I come in here, let me show you the recent picture. And it was wonderful. So, Sandy, we thank you for what you have done for the town. You have been wonderful, and we wish you the best of luck. Please stop by to visit if you're watching or listening. Charlotte?
What?
Anything you'd like to say about Sandy? Or
Yes, goodness, Sandy she just takes care of so many things, and it's always been said that if you don't know how much somebody does until they stop doing it. So I just appreciate her very much. She gets his birthday cards out every month, and she does quite a bit. So I'll miss Sandy.
Yep. Jeff?
Yeah, I too miss Sandy. You know, I look back during the COVID days and when things were really difficult here at the town to do business, and Sandy stayed right there at the front desk where a lot of other towns shut down and did other things. The town of Kitty Hawk kept going, and Sandy held the fort down for us during the pandemic and it, for 21 and a half years other than that. But thank you very much, Sandy.
Thank you. Dylan?
Yeah, ever since I can remember, Sandy's been at the front desk, and I want to thank her for her service to the town and all she's done for the town.
Thank you. Dave?
I just want to comment that every time I would see her, no matter what was going on, she was just as pleasant every time, you know. And but I will say this: I would randomly see her on the ferry going to Ocracoke. Don't know why, but and I knew not to talk about anything about the town while on that boat. So, but I'm gonna miss Sandy. She did a great job.
Thank you, David. Thank you, David. Okay, folks, next we have public comment. Lars, anyone signed up for public comment?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Perry, come on up. And we ask that you all stick to 3 minutes for your comment. If, for example, you have a group of people and would like to send a spokesman up, that's allowable too. Go ahead, sir.
Gee, I didn't know that.
You've said it many times over the years.
My comments deal with the West Village and some things associated. So I'm going to go ahead and speak as if that was still on the agenda, because that's the way I've written it up. Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Gary Perry. My address is 3831 Herbert Perry Road, Kitty Hawk. It's getting crowded at the end of my road. Anyone that might want to understand what the proposed subdivision can bring to the village need only drive down to the end of my road. The proposed subdivision before you tonight has been problematic from the first introduction to council. Although passed the first time, it came back a second time due to problems and revisions. Original problems plus additional questions tabled the second version, awaiting some answers from the planner. This was before Rob Testerman. Council never received answers to the questions, I suppose because the subdivision deal fell apart. Any citizen wanting to understand what occurred, the minutes of December 2, 2013 and June 2, 2014 are available on the town's website. You will find them informative. Tonight you're faced with much the same issues as previous, with the exception that the next amendment, the text amendment, recently passed, seems to be deemed moot because of wording. Remembering the oft-voiced words of former councilwoman and English major Emily Klutz, words matter. To that end, she single-handed went through the town code making many corrections. I stand before you and add to her statement that words have no meaning unless intent of purpose is revealed in the subject matter. The intent of the recent text amendment was intended to bring 404 wetland building setback in alignment with CAMA setback requirements. Holding the line on high-density residential lots was voiced very clearly to council. If town planner and town legal counsel did not review the wording submitted by a town citizen for clarity of intent and correction, then council and citizens have been improperly served. There is some bull dust surrounding the issue. Council must address the question. Before passing the subdivision plat, questions asked at the 2 June 2014 council minutes should also be answered and put in the record. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perry. Thank you very much. Laura?
Wade Tillett.
Come on up, Wade. And folks, these public comment periods are for anything you want to talk about, but I know what you want to talk about, Wade.
Yes, sir. My name's Wade Tillett, born and raised Kitty Hawk Village. And I honestly wasn't planning on speaking at all. I had a friend of mine over here sitting down in the chair behind me. He said, "You need to speak." I said, "Well, I'll do it." And all of a sudden, you know, the whole topic kind of, I think the engineers done left. But do I need to speak in this thing?
Yes.
The topic I'm talking about is there's subdivision that Mr. Gary was just talking about. And I was born and raised hunting and trapping on that ridge. And I do equipment work. And the slope of that stuff, he says he keeps wanting to save trees. It's really, 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 really hard to do a big landscape on those ridges without harming anything around it. You fill up 6 or 8 inches of a tree trunk, it'll kill it. By the time those lots are so small, by the time you get the house, the septic system, and the driveway going to the house, that is the lot. There's two subdivisions to the east and the west of it. Those lots are nice. They're big, and I understand that they got to do X amount of property to be able to make it the subdivision profitable. But I wish, I know that ridge can be developed someday, but I just hope that they can do it at a reasonable, standard. Anyways, that was just coming off the hip. But, it's an honor to see y'all, and I appreciate y'all's time.
Thank you, Wayne. Laura?
Amy Wells?
Come on up, Miss Amy.
Thank you for allowing me to speak, and my name is Amy Wells, and I live on Herbert Perry Road, just a few houses down from our Gary Perry, our former mayor, and I'd like to second everything he said. But I would like to speak about our text amendment also, and the West Village subdivision, even though it's not on the agenda. I'm so glad everybody came out here tonight, because I think that it's a good opportunity to have a lot of things said, a lot of things exposed, and maybe get to some clarity about our amendment. I think we ask and expect our town council to show some leadership, strength, character. If somebody didn't understand that amendment, they should have said something, because I think most of the people that were here for the amendment are here again tonight. I think it was clear to all of us that were here, or most of us that were here, the majority certainly, that it meant a continuous piece of high ground. So if you didn't get that message or intent, you either weren't listening or there's some disingenuous vote, because it was a unanimous vote. I'm not sure where the misunderstanding or it occurred, but I would like for somebody to find out and clarify. The other thing I want to say is I don't think any of us do not want Mr. Scarborough, the seller or the developer, to get his money and sell his property. That is not the intent. It is a beautiful piece of land. I'm not sure its highest and best use is divided into 27 smaller parcels of land. He's probably not even getting what it's worth. But I think it's a disservice to all of us to have to keep coming out. It's a disservice to him as the seller. It's a disservice to the buyer to have this wishy-washy policy or text or whatever it is. It needs to be clear to everybody. I think it's only fair to all of us for somebody to make this clear and get the policy straight. There is some little bit of confusion or concern about the subdivision itself, but since we're not talking about that tonight, I don't want to go into that. But I think all of us have concerns about the traffic and the road, the sharp turns. There's even a question about some fire code issues. There's supposed to be 2 fire apparatus access roads, and they're not there. Thank you.
Thank you. Laura?
You have one written statement?
Yes, ma'am. Is anyone else?
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else would like to speak on any matter? I've got an email that came in late that would like his email read into the record regarding the subdivision. Anyone else? Thank you. For the record, my name is Robert Moody, and I own a home at 4340 Ridge Road, Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. I have been an occasional resident along with several family members and friends since 2008. I wish to address a concern about the development of the West Village subdivision currently under consideration. Specifically, a development of this size could have a significant negative impact on both the local infrastructure that residents rely on, as well as the charm of a small, well-planned community and the comforts we all enjoy now. As to the impact on the infrastructure, as a homeowner and a retired career firefighter with over 32 years in that profession, I am acutely aware of the limited water supply available for both a potable water supply for domestic use and specifically the water necessary for adequate firefighting operations. An example of the strain on current firefighting that I can remember occurred several years ago. A house fire in Kitty Hawk Landing resulted in a smoking hole in the ground in spite of the best efforts of the responding units and personnel. Firefighters had an inadequate water supply to address the fire load of the wood frame home involved. That loss was due in part to that inadequacy. I'm sure there were other factors involved, and I am also sure there have been other examples that I am not able to address. The point is that the existing water supply is barely adequate to meet the demands as they are today. Infusion of a potential 54 new households would strain the capacity even more. As a homeowner, any development that further strains that limited resource is of great concern to me. Either we will watch as our water supply is stretched further, or we will be taxed in our pocketbooks with the cost to upgrade that vital resource to meet that abruptly increased need. As both a retiree and as a homeowner, I can little afford either of these outcomes. I encourage the council to reconsider any decision to allow this development to move forward. Respectfully submitted. Thank you for your consideration. Robert Moody. Again, anyone else like to speak at public comment? Okay, let the record show no one else. Ma'am? Sure you can, sure.
My name is Katie Morgan. I'm from 101 Maddox Crossing, actually in Collington. I'm also speaking about the same development. From what I've seen, the same development has come before the board in 2013, 2014, and 2015. Mayor Garris is quoted in 2014 as saying, "I have a big concern about this development being built in that location." In 2015, then Mayor Perry motioned to deny this development for multiple reasons, one of which was, quote, "the intense quantity of proposed build areas for the road and individual lots is inconsistent with the land use plan and will have a negative impact upon water quality to adjacent canals and natural streams that empty into Kitty Hawk Bay, a habitat for maturing shrimp, crab, and numerous fish species." Mayor Garris seconded this motion in 2015. So fast forward to today, or whenever I guess we vote on this, it's the same development in the same location. Has the developer ever gone to this site after a heavy rain or nor'eastern? I drove by the proposed site the other day and it's sopping wet. There was just a marsh text amendment passed this year by the town council to help not let these types of developments happen in this exact type of area. My real question, I guess, is what has changed? Why are we bending over backwards for these developers when it is so obviously wrong? Everyone in this room knows how bad it floods in this area. I just don't understand. To top it off, there's also an active bald eagle's nest in the area that they want to irresponsibly develop. There is a Golden and Bald Eagle Act requiring a permit process that the developer has to go through. I feel like they have to get that before an ethical decision can even be made whether to approve or deny it. I've alerted multiple people about the Eagle's Nest at all levels from federal to local government. So I ask the council to please consider why you were elected, to be a voice for the citizens and not to be bullied by the developers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak tonight?
Yeah, I'll speak.
All right, come on up, sir. State your name and address, please, sir.
Noah Snyder, address is 4433 Ridge Road. So I just kind of found out about this. I don't have anything written, nothing like that. Just going to speak from what I know. Twittyville got put in Kitty Hawk, and I've seen the impacts of that through the wetlands, the wildlife, the traffic. up and down the road. That was a development. I don't think as big as this one, but it was pretty good size. And the impacts of that have been felt all the way around. So I've seen it with my own eyes. It's definitely going to be an impact. I think some of the decisions that you might think are good could end up being not good. So that's just what I've seen. And it's been an issue that all of us down the road have dealt with. So hopefully that can carry some weight in y'all's decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Snyder. Anyone else? You'd like to speak? Sure. Come on up, sir. Please state your name and address, sir.
Sure. My name is Eric Reese, and I live at 4147 Bob Perry Road. I actually emailed y'all, and the only thing I wanted to say was, I know, I've seen this come up in Kill Devil Hills and Nag's Head, and when it comes down to is the question, everybody's here this time, and they'll be here next time, and for the rate of development that goes on here, all y'all live in Kitty Hawk. Some of the town personnel also live in Kitty Hawk, some don't. But you all care about what goes on. And you all live here for a reason. And I said this the last time, is we're all trying to preserve the specialness of our place. And we all love our place. And we might argue about this particular development being developed in this particular way, but what the crux of the matter is the rate of development. And I'm sure most, if not all, of the people here are here because they're not looking for this place to be developed as fast as possible. We're trying to slow it down. In a parcel that could be 6 lots, we know engineers, and we know that can figure that out, and we know that lawyers speak a certain language that we're not privy to, and there's always little avenues around that. So if the text amendment isn't, exactly perfectly right, there's guys that can figure out a way around it. And us as regular citizens can only vote for the people that represent the spirit of what we're looking for. And I feel like everybody we've elected and everyone that I talk to really want to preserve the sanctity of this area. And a place that could be 6 houses isn't going to affect the entire town. You take that 6-house lot, whatever that size is, and you figure out a way to put 38 houses on there, or 26, it changes the essence. And that's just, that's one place. Then after this will be next to Walmart. After that will be the next piece of undeveloped property until every single undeveloped lot is developed. So that we know that that's coming eventually, but it could come at a slower rate. 1 house, 2 houses, not 48 houses. I grant that the lawyers and the engineers are smart as whips and they'll figure out the narrow thing. But look at the overall picture. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to speak tonight? Okay, let the record show no one else chose to speak. Thank you. Council, I need a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda, please.
So moved.
Motion made by David, seconded.
Okay.
Seconded by Charlotte. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed. We had no items removed from the consent agenda. Planning, Rob, text amendment regarding a matter that was tabled from last meeting.
All right, this is resuming proposal for 42-414B, specific special uses. It's for a to allow a mini warehouse as a special use in the planned commercial development. I won't run through the entire staff report, because I know you guys talked about it last month when I was unable to be here. But at that meeting, there were some concerns raised that needed some additional answers. One of them was, let's see, relating to the signage. The proposed language would prohibit any customer or tenant utilizing storage space within the building from installing any of their own signage on the building, any kind of advertising signage. So typically with these type commercial developments, other businesses, contractors, plumbers, what have you, will rent some of the storage units to store some of the materials in. This language is just saying that those businesses will not be able to put a sign advertising that their business is in that location. And that is covered in section B4D, where it states tenant identification signs and advertising signs are prohibited. All signs shall complement the exterior building design and construction. All building signs shall be consistent with Division 3, which is our sign ordinance. Let's see, the next part, and this is from my viewing of the videos, so if there's anything else that needs to be addressed, I can try to answer it on the fly for you here. Another issue that was raised dealt with these types of businesses that may use this type of facility for storage, as I was just talking about. As I took it from the video, council wanted to ensure that businesses that are utilizing the space would simply be for storage and they wouldn't be using it for, you know, holding meetings, office space, what have you. I have inserted language that the applicant has agreed to that state that the mini warehouse facilities shall not be used as a base of operations for any business or tenant utilizing storage space within the facility. And that was the two specific concerns that I heard in the meeting. If there's anything else, I can try to answer it here. The applicant is on hand as well.
Thank you, Rod. I know, Jeff, you had some concerns. Is that answered?
They answered mine.
Okay, okay. Anybody else have any comments, questions for Rob?
I guess I'll note also, just through conversation, I had heard that there's concern, you know, some of the exterior storage warehouses you see, like the chain link fence with the campers and boats and trailers are all stored. There is language in Section A that says that keeping, storing, or parking any type of motor vehicle or equipment outdoors is prohibited, so that wouldn't be something that would be. And if anybody, if they ever did, you know, ride by or get a complaint that there's a camper being stored there, then it would fall under the code enforcement and we could address it that way.
Yeah, we do not want that, that's for sure. Thank you, Rob.
Rob, I have one question for you. In your staff report, it states the town has a similar use mini storage facility in the VC2 district.
Mm-hmm.
Do you anticipate this use, as far as from design constraint, do you anticipate following the same design constraints, minimum parking requirements, items like that for this new use?
Yeah, for minimum parking, and, you know, the typical lot coverage would apply to it. And, you know, where we don't have a specific minimum parking requirement in there currently, we would fall back to the most similar use, which would be
the warehouse.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Did that answer your question, Dylan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any more questions? Not, council, I'll entertain a motion.
I actually have a comment. So, by what we're doing tonight, it's not necessarily approving the entire project, it's just affording the opportunity to move to the next phase, is that correct?
Correct. So this is just a text amendment that would put this as a allowed special use in the zoning ordinance. So if the applicant wanted to move forward, if it gets approved, the next step would be applying for the special use permit, which would be the specific site review that you do. And as part of a planned commercial development, they already have a conceptual site plan approved for it, so they'd have to modify the conceptual site plan at that stage also.
Does that go back to the planning board or come back here?
Yes, it would start with the planning board and then come back to you.
That cleared up for you, David?
It does.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Any more comments, any more questions for Rob?
That was my question.
Okay, good, good. Okay, council, I entertain a motion. Motion from anybody? If not, I'll make it. I move to approve the proposed text amendments to Section 42-1, 42-414B, defining mini warehouse and allowing them as a special use in the planned commercial development overlay districts as presented in this staff report. Town council has found this proposal to be consistent with the town's adopted land use plan. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Dillon. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, council.
Brings back a pretty building.
Okay, we have no further new business. Town manager, Miss Melody, it's your turn.
Yes, sir. I just have a few things this evening. I wanted to let everybody know that the local advisory committee meeting for the Kitty Hawk Woods Reserve is scheduled for December 14th at 2:00 p.m., and that's here at Town Hall. The agenda topics include infrastructure updates, visitor use study, recent community events, and the 2024 NC Coastal Reserve undergraduate internship, and reconnection of the fire access road trail. The public is invited to attend this meeting.
What's that time again, Melody?
2:00.
2 p.m. Thank you.
And staff and I are excited to present the first ever Town of Kitty Hawk Santa's Motorcade, which will be held on Wednesday, December 20th, leaving here at Town Hall at 6:00 p.m. All of the town departments are participating. There's going to be reindeer and elves and all kinds of things. And Santa will be on board, and we will also be providing sweet treats along the way. We have a route that we will be releasing soon, and then we will have stops for everyone to visit Santa at G-Jack Street and West Tateway, Hilton Garden Inn, the Windsor Place and Birch Lane, and then Rogers Street and Ridge Road. So we hope that everybody will enjoy this and come out and participate. We're very excited. And lastly, I just want to remind everybody that New Year's Day falls on the first Monday of January. So our town council meeting in 2024 will be the second Monday, which is January the 8th. That's all I have.
Thank you, Melody. Casey.
Mayor, I would just add, when Councilman Hines made that motion earlier, he had discussed some ordinance provisions that we have. So on that subdivision approval that was removed from the agenda, and that was based on 38-36. It's also the exact same language as contained in 38-48. And what it's essentially states is that the planning board, but in this case, you guys are sitting as the planning board because it was denied. So it comes to you in that exact same capacity, essentially. But so it correlates to you guys being able to request essentially any and all reports from officials or agencies directly affected by the proposed developments. Yours, for example, Mayor, specifically named the county school superintendent, and then I believe Councilman Hines falls under the any and all other agencies that are affected. So just wanted to clarify where the authority for the motion itself was coming from. And the key there is that before acting on the plat, these reports may be requested. So that was the appropriate time to request before it ever gets to you guys. So.
Okay, good. Thank you, Casey. Dave?
I'm going to add on to that a little bit. The reason I requested that to be done was because of the phone calls I received from residents about traffic and other concerns. So I feel like it's owed to them to get as much information as we can provide them as well. And I'd also would like to see why, maybe our fire department can check on the 6 hydrants enough. I mean, this is all information that residents need to have this, so does the council. I'm glad it was removed for tonight. I think there's too much open things that need to be learned.
Yep. And this as you say, this council makes decisions based on facts. We got to have the facts in front of us. That's what everything we vote on, we deal with facts, not just speculation. So I'm glad you made that motion. We'll get some more information. Very good. Very good. Dylan?
I have nothing else, Mr. Mayor. Just want to wish everybody safe travels throughout the holidays coming up at the end of this month. Merry Christmas to everybody, and we'll see you in January. Thank you again. It's an honor to be here.
Merry Christmas. One more thing I failed to add too is, Lynn, I'm going to miss you sitting up here, and you can still text till you have a minute. All right. I'll still be sitting down when you do, so
Trust
thank
me,
you.
if you're not sitting down, do it.
I've sat in the Harris Teeter parking lot for an hour.
Yeah, I know.
So, but I'm going to miss you.
Me too. We all will. Jeff?
Yeah, Lynn, well, what a ride. Thank you. We started when I tried to make up my mind whether I was going to run for town council. I said, I'm going to need some help. And Lynn said, let's go. So thank you, Lynn, and thank you for let's going ever since. Dylan, way to go, buddy. I appreciate you sticking your family and yourself out on the limb. I really appreciate it. All right, now, I'm not going to go into this subdivision. I'm going back to our text amendment, because that's where I think we need to start. These people have been coming and coming here over and over. They started in December the 4th. Let's see, when did they start here? December 2nd, 2013, the first day I was elected on town council. June 2nd, 2014, here they are back. They've been back over and over and over. Some of the same questions that were asked all the way back, December 2nd, 13, have yet to be answered to me or to any of y'all. Y'all haven't heard the answers. I haven't either. I believe the text amendment that you all brought forward to this town council, I believe in the intent that you brought it forth. The intent was for us to have one buildable lot of 15,000 square foot. David and I talked about, hey, if you lacked a few 100 feet, could you use your field permit to add to make that a part of that lot, in which we agreed that that's a great idea, that's fine. It goes all the way back where Gary Perry wanted to know about pumping septic from one lot to the other. He was told by Joe Hurd we could do that. And nothing ever changed since then. I want to get to the bottom of the text amendment. I believe the intent was there. I feel like we have kicked the can tonight, and that's fine. But we owe y'all the answers, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I'm starting right as soon as I can. The next time you show up here, you deserve some answers, and I hope you get them. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Jeff. Charlotte?
Tonight, there's been a lot of talk about our chairs up here. Lynn talked about her chair, and Dylan talked about his chair. Well, this is more than a chair to me. This is so important, and my mission from this minute on is to get this amendment clarified and taken care of. So I'm on it, and I appreciate y'all's patience.
Thank you, Charlotte. Great comments by council. Thank you. Thank you, Casey, for your input. This is our last meeting for 2023. It's gone by quick, hasn't it, Charlotte?
It
Fast
has.
year. But
Yes.
we won't be back. I just want to wish somebody said it earlier, just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Our staff, again, is above none other. They have done great work with the same amount of personnel. In fact, sometimes a little fewer personnel than they normally do during the summer. But thank you all. Police, Public Works, Willie is great, fire, town staff. We've had some changes here, and we're dealing with it. And Melody, thank you for everything that you were doing here.
My pleasure.
And again, Happy New Year. We'll be back January the 8th. And if no one has anything else, I'll
I've got
entertain a
one more
motion.
comment, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
I did slide a note over to Dylan, ask if he was having fun yet.
Oh, it gets better.
Wait till he gets a whole
He
meeting.
didn't comment back yet.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah, wait, you just
All right,
wait.
council, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Charlotte. All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.